Good morning or afternoon, depending on what time you are listening to this podcast, and welcome to yet another episode of Do Geese Have Udders, the show where we ask the unanswered and answer the unasked, looking at news and online stuff too. I'm Michael Gooch, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Matthew Thompson. You right, Matt?
Welcome to Rambles Have Udders.
Good. Then let's start the show. Oi, Matt!
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
No, I'm really not. But yeah, I'm.
Do you want to have a drink? Or are you?
Yeah, sure.
Tell you what, whilst you're doing that, then I'm going to tell you about something.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is something which we have actually discussed before with Will in the famous or infamous episode that never got aired because I didn't plug the microphones in properly.
Oh yes. What a beautiful that chat that was. The beans.
And so this is sort of leading on from something in that, but I'm going to obviously explain it for our listeners who didn't have the privilege of being in the shed with us when that happened, and also to you, because I doubt that you actually remember much from that from that conversation.
I drank quite a lot that episode.
And so this is to do with the famous New Zealand wizard.
Oh,
do you remember
is this the
anything
one
about him?
Who ran for Prime Minister or President? Or is it the one where...
Not quite.
Oh no, that's the UK, isn't it?
Are you thinking of Lord Buckethead or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so this isn't him. So we were talking about this story that I'd seen online of where there's this guy in New Zealand whose name is Ian Brackenbury Chanel, I think, or something along those lines.
Isn't he Grand Master Chanel or something?
I don't think. Well, his title is The Wizard.
Oh, that's dead. That's dead.
So anyway, so background.
Grand Master. At least.
So Ian, I actually called him by his title, shouldn't I? So
yes.
The Wizard was he's from the UK, and he was originally born in London.
Aren't all Australians from the UK?
I mean, not quite. No.
Well, we sent them over as prisoners. I'm pretty sure. There's like no one else living there at the time. It was like a prison island.
And so he was born in London in 1932. Mm-hmm. He's an old guy now. Of course he is. He's a wizard. He's got to be somewhat.
He best have a beard.
Old. Has he got a beard? He has got a beard.
Cool.
Can confirm. Has got a natural
Michael
grey
now
beard.
put up a picture. Slam. That's what he looks like.
Definitely not there. And something interesting, though, briefly I learned about him when I was scrolling through his Wikipedia, is that he was educated in Bromley when he was
Bromley
young.
College.
It was Bromley Grammar School for Boys where he was, which I think now is currently called Ravensbourne School. Which
is that where you went?
No, because I was going to say, because I went to Ravensbourne University, although that was in London. Ravensbourne used to be in Bromley, and so basically it's just small, like somewhat connection, I guess, we have to the wizard, is that we kind of know where he went to school when he was young.
It makes a lot of sense.
But anyway, when he graduated from the University of Leeds, he moved to New Zealand, and he did some work in New Zealand, and then basically became a wizard there. And I know that sounds very vague.
Yeah.
But he began becoming, I say, his own wizard, of where he would promote the city through acts of wizardry and other wizard-like services. And so he was sometimes called upon for like rain dances type of things, or to do these chants and spells. Obviously, he's not a real wizard, but he actually did all of this work for free up until 1990, when the Prime Minister at the time, called Mike Moore, asked that he considers becoming the official Wizard of New Zealand.
Mike Moore, more like Mike Moron.
That might be one of the funniest things you've ever said off the cuff.
You're welcome.
And he said, apparently, "I'm concerned that your wizardry is not at the disposal of the entire nation." After loads of people, some people kind of wanted him gone because he was just this guy going around town going, "I'm a wizard," you know. He didn't do it because I don't think he thought that he was a wizard. Maybe he does, but I don't think he was insane.
Depends what language you like.
I think he purely did it for entertainment purposes, and because I guess it's something to do.
Yeah,
and
skits.
so Mike Moore then said, "I suggest therefore that you should urgently consider my suggestion that you become the Wizard of New Zealand, Antarctica and relevant offshore areas. No doubt there'll be implications in the area of spells, blessings, curses and other supernatural matters that are beyond the competence of mere prime ministers." And so he believed in he believed in the wizard. And since then, as I said, so this is in Christchurch in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He's done like rain dances during the droughts. He's been awarded the Queen's Service Medal in the 2009 Queen's Birthday Honours. And he's actually paid to be the official wizard now. He actually earned, I say now, I'll get to that in a minute. He earns $16,000 a year. Or
It's
from
not a
that
lot.
time we did.
Well,
Well, I mean, he presumably has, other work to do. This is just a side hustle of being the wizard. And so the thing about this is that this actually stopped last year, in last October. In last October, he finally had to hang his hat, put down his stick,
Did he pass it on?
shave his beard,
It's
maybe.
a staff.
Never seen you so aggressive. So in total, between the times when he was actually paid to be the wizard before he retired, he was paid about $368,000.
Oh, damn.
That's not bad for a 20-odd year side hustle.
Why did he have to let it go?
I think just because he became a little bit too old, I think. Or that he just... Well, hang on, let me have a look. Let me see what he actually says.
I mean, I've seen Shrek the Third. The older they are, the more magic
Powerful they are.
Yeah.
And so the city is embarking on new tourism and promotional directions that will reflect the diverse communities and showcase a vibrant, diverse, modern city that is attractive to residents, domestic and international visitors, new businesses and skilled migrant workers, says a member of the council. And apparently the council just took him off the pay scheme, essentially. They said that, the wizard believes that he no longer, quote, fits the vibes of the city in this changing time. He says, "It implies that I'm boring and old, but there is nobody else like me in Christchurch. It's just because they don't like me because they are boring old bureaucrats and everyone likes me and no one likes them." So he's actually still going to be doing a little bit of it, but he's no longer being paid to be the official wizard. He is back to being that guy that dresses up in a wizard. He's a freelance wizard. That's exactly what he is. I think he has got an apprentice though. I think.
What did he major? Oh, he's got. What did he major in?
He's a wizard. Of course, he's got an apprentice.
What did he major in?
What did he major in? What, a university?
Well, necromancy, destruction.
I don't know.
I want to know.
What he was hardly going around casting fireballs, was he?
Well, I don't
He
know.
was not casting
Could he
any of the
conjure
Lord of the
stuff?
Rings films. Can he conjure stuff?
Yeah.
He can maybe make it rain if he happens to do a dance on a cloudy day.
I'd love to see that dance. I wonder if he goes oogada boogada and things like that.
I don't think he stands in the middle of the town going oogity boogity oogity boogity. Fingers crossed. Please hope it rains.
I want to know how much effort he puts in. Like you say, if he just goes into the middle field and goes oogada boogada, it starts doing like some breakdance routine, or he just goes in the middle field and just goes rain,
And
little jiggle.
then rain comes.
Yeah, and just walks away.
Apprentice in the corner making notes, make ooga booga sounds.
That would be $6,000, please. Did my oogada boogada in the middle of your field.
And so so the official Wizard of New Zealand has now retired, or well, he's in the process of retiring as he's no longer getting paid for it, but he's still going to make his face known in Christchurch.
And about
so I suppose
time
it's
too.
hard to miss a wizard. Do you think, Matt, that we should have a Wizard of London?
No.
No, why not? Because you think they'll probably get beaten up within.
No, there's wizards everywhere. Do you not see the people lying on the street with all the big beards and looking very dirty?
Matt, they're homeless.
Yeah, well, wizards, man.
They're just wizards in disguise.
Yeah, they come from the magical world and blend into our surroundings. Have you ever seen anyone notice a homeless person? Apart from when there's a camera pointing at them?
Yes.
Where?
We do. When we're walking down streets in London. It's very sad. You see homeless people. Matt,
I don't see. I work in Canary Wharf.
I swear, Matt, if you walk down London and you see a homeless person, you're looking at them going, make ooga booga noises, make it rain. Where's your magic gone?
I'll give you $6,000 if you make it rain. They will get up instantly, mate.
Hey, Matthew.
Yeah?
I've got a question for you.
I can whisper too.
Well, we don't have to whisper. I don't know why I started whispering. I've sort of committed to it now.
This reminds me when you're like trying to sleep.
Well, this is like ASMR.
When like all your mates are trying to sleep in a room and you're just whispering.
Hey, Matt, you still awake?
Yeah.
We'll have to do an ASMR episode at some point. I think that'll be great fun.
What do you think of the stars, man? Like the wizards put them there. You know what I mean? Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, back to normal volume. This is just a concept I've been wondering for a little while, and I hope that your knowledge, your brain, Matt, your intelligence, you
Alright, get your tongue out, my bum, and tell me the question.
that you can help me solve this problem. Something exists in
Blue pill.
Okay. Something exists in this Matrix. Something exists in this world, and I don't know why it exists. Or I didn't know why it exists until I've looked it up. But now, why have you got red pills? Oh, they're Tic Tacs.
Do you want a Tic Tac?
No, I'm good. Something exists in this world, and I don't know why exactly it exists. I wonder if you know why it exists.
Aliens.
That thing, Matt, is why do wind chimes exist?
For the wind.
But no, not taking that as an answer at all.
Do you know the answer?
What is the purpose of wind chimes? I know.
Do you know if there's wind?
Some answers. So you cannot tell if there is wind unless you can hear the cling, 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 cling.
If you're chilling in your kitchen and I don't know what can get knocked over by wind. You have your china plate collection hanging up to dry.
How strong is this? Hang on, why are you hanging your washing up?
Because I ain't got
a washing line with a saucepan on it, china plates, knives and forks.
That's ridiculous, Mucky. You would not put a saucepan, just china plates.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on.
And so you're looking outside and you can't tell by the rustling trees or the leaves of the branches. You've got to listen out for the cling, 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 cling,
Yeah.
cling, cling.
I'd say, because it sounds cool,
Yeah.
I'm going to guess they were invented for, like, a farm who had, like, I don't know, oranges on a tree, so when the storm picks up, you'd have to run out and grab them before they hit the floor or something.
I mean, it's so very close, but so far away. Imagine, now or whenever I hear wind chimes, there's someone down my road with wind chimes, and that's probably where this question came from in my mind. I'm just going to hear the wind chimes going, and I'm going to just picture a farmer going, my oranges! And just quickly got to run out and grab
the
them.
apples.
No, not quite. You were...
Which part was close? Which part was close?
Which part do you think was closer? The oranges
farmer.
part or the farmer part? Yeah, the farmer part.
Farmer part.
Okay. Was closer.
Okay. Oh, why would a farmer want a wind chime? To spray? No, not to spray bug stuff. Oh. To harvest their crops? No, that wouldn't be it. That wouldn't be it. It doesn't do rain. It doesn't do temperature. It literally just does wind.
It does.
If they're spraying something?
Well, it's not that it does wind. It lets you know there's wind, but what does it do? What does the wind chime do?
It makes noise.
Makes noise.
It might scare off creatures like animals or something.
So that is one of the things wind chimes in the past were used for, similar to like scarecrows. They would be put in a field, and just the shine of the metallic wind chimes, because you can get wooden ones as well, and the sound that it makes would often deter birds and things from hacking away at your crops and your oranges.
Speaking of birds and farmers,
yeah.
On the way back from my holidays, we visited my grandma's, and there was a combine harvester harvesting all the wheat at the back of her garden.
Big bird, yep.
And we went out to the garden to watch it, and the kites were the kite, you know, the big eagle.
Mm-hmm.
It was flying around, and there was 12 of them in the air, just flying around, catching all the mice and stuff, running out. A lot of kites. Yeah, good birds, massive wingspan.
See, now that what they needed was
a wind chime.
Were wind chimes.
Yeah.
Well, other things wind chimes I looked up were also used for in the past, because a lot of this was in the past because there's not really much of a need for a wind chime. No.
The lad with the biggest wind chime. I bet they always win. It ain't about how big it is. It's all about the sound.
Yeah, how you use it.
How it flows in the wind.
So wind chimes were thought to be good luck charms in parts of Asia, and they're also used in, like feng shui. I've got a feng shui compass at home, which doesn't work.
What is feng shui?
So that's where the only way I can describe it is like that's where you would move stuff around in a room to create a new vibe or a new atmosphere. So like say you've got your bed in one corner, a desk in another, like you might move them both into different places in order to make it feel like it's a new space. It's feng shui, but you would use a feng shui compass to
find a good vibe.
I mean, technically, yeah, that is literally what it is. You would line up, there's 2 dials in it, and there's an actual compass in the middle, but the compass of mine doesn't work because I found it in a charity shop and I only bought it because I thought it looked really nice, and it had a lovely wooden box with dragons on the top.
Yeah.
And you meant to line it up with like north or whatever, you meant to turn the dial, I think, to... It's all in Chinese, and so I can't read any of it, but...
why don't you just get your
phone? But my... is she my step aunt? I think she's my step aunt. My uncle's wife.
You should really ask her to get off.
She's from Asia, and so I think no, she's from China, and so she can read some of the things, and
You can just use your phone.
she's read one bit that says like sun and moon and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, when you move the dial to a certain point, depending on what the time of the year is and things, and it'll tell you where's the best place to put certain things, and where the best place to put your bed is, or the best place to put a cabinet is, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so that's briefly about my feng shui compass.
How do you use feng shui in a sentence?
Feng shui.
Can you say like this, babes? I don't want the plant over there because it's interfering with my feng shui.
Well, have you never entered a room and just gone, this room needs a bit of feng shui, and that's where like you think like the desk would look better over there and things. No,
I've never used feng shui. No.
Well, you just go into a room and you just dump it all in there and just like this is the room now.
Bad vibe.
So yeah, they're used as good luck charms in parts of Asia. These are the back to wind chimes again.
I think that's silly.
Are also used in feng shui. They began to be modernised around
Get the Bluetooth
1100 CE after the Chinese began to cast bells, and a bell without a clapper called a yongxiong, definitely pronounced that wrong, I've definitely butchered that, was crafted by skilled metal artisans and primarily used in religious ceremonies. And that's where the other part comes in, is that especially in Buddhism, wind chimes have somewhat a religious value, and they are used to ward off evil spirits and things, which is why I come back to this person that lives down my road with a wind chime outside their house. I reckon, because no one really likes the sound of wind chimes.
I don't.
We often hear the sound of wind chimes and we're like, oh, someone better take those down because it's really annoying. But if they are of a religious nature and they're using them outside the house to ward off spirits, now I understand. And now I can look at that wind chime and either think, hey, there are no spirits in that house, or hey, they're rearranging all the furniture inside their house, or hey, their oranges outside are getting attacked by the wind and need to be picked before they fall off.
Yeah. I agree with the orange statement.
Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to give that follow or subscribe button a click so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why not check out our Twitter and Discord too, where we post updates, behind the scenes stuff, and just general other news about the show. Links in the description below. Got any topics or questions you think need a proper answer or have yet to even be asked? Drop it in the comments below or send us a tweet. Until next time.